Filling America with unskilled 22-year-old Muslim men will have the same effect in America that it had in Europe. Mayhem. Remember that the children of migrants are far, far more likely to be radicalized. We know this from London. We know Muslims hate everyone. They go out of their way to make that clear. Not even other Muslims are safe. Look at what happens in Indonesia and the Middle East. And if we put together a list of the groups that Muslims don't like, it's all of the groups that liberals say they care about the most. It's Jews, well, they don't care about Jews unless it's a way to get at the alt-right. Unless it's a way to attack Donald Trump, they don't give a shit about Jews. But it's Christians also, it's women, and it's gays. Only Hillary Clinton could look at Europe, the new face of Europe, and say, we should do what these guys are doing. Only Hillary Clinton could look at Angela Merkel and say, that's what I call leadership. Allowing 2.5 million undocumented economic migrants from radically alien cultures into the country. This is serious stuff. Women in America are going to be terrorized and victimized as the women in Germany and the women in Sweden are being. Jews in Israel, of course, fight back. After the Second World War, they decided... Oh, look at you. Can I have it? I'll give it back to you. I'll give it back to you. Gays don't catch, so you'll have to run it up to me. Okay, all right. You think I was going to drape myself in it? There we go. I've caught it. Perfect. There's only one thing that triggers liberals more than offending Muslims, and that's Israel. Oh, there's more. We love that. Well, after the Second World War, Jews, I'm sort of Jewish, you know, my mother is Jewish, but I was raised Catholic, but I feel like I can talk about this subject. I know. Although, interestingly, no. British. After the Second World War, the Jews decided that they were not going to put up with it again. They said, never again. And Israel has been, for all of its occasional boisterousness, let's call it boisterousness, has been absolutely steadfast, resolute in protecting itself, and been very admirable in doing so. America has shown no such signs of awareness that the future of Western civilization very much depends on upholding the values on which this country is founded, and this country is based. Freedom, democracy, property rights, free and fair elections. None of these things exist in the Muslim world. If Hillary gets her way, Muslim migrants are going to come in here and arrive with their signature delicacies: lamb chops, yogurt, and gang rape. Now, I will make one small controversial statement before we move on, and it is this, because I want to just speak very briefly about what happened in Orlando. The women who are suffering at the hands of this particular kind of immigration in Europe, having awful things done to them, but by and large they live. They're able to have a life after the attacks. They're able to have a life afterwards, as scarred as they may be by what happened to them. Gays, on the other hand, end up dead. And there are plenty of conservative voters who aren't necessarily totally down with all of this. But I would entreat them to remember that we may be fags, but we're your fags. And by and large, trust me, you would prefer to have a few gobby queens causing a fuss in the bar late at night because they're too drunk and they touch somebody up. It's never. Than you would for Orlando to repeat itself. And I got to tell you, Orlando was just the first. It will not be the last. It won't be the last whatever you do. But it could be the first of a gigantic wave of this stuff if you don't elect Donald Trump.